Hi, folks, and welcome to the latest installment of Dime a dozen. Jason Moore here, welcoming you to MTGOacademy.com. We are once again playing Affinity in the two-man queues. And we're doing this because I'm not sure if I want Affinity or Delver to be my front runner for when we start playing in the daily events again, and my schedule can allow for that. So I haven't made any changes to this list, and it's still doing all the same stuff that you know it can do. It's playing artifact lands, cheap color fixers, affinity for artifact spells, and then it has a combo finish between Disciple, a Tog, and Fling. So pretty explosive deck, hopefully still synergistic and powerful in today's metagame. Sideboard is going to have Hydroblasts and Pyroblasts. We've got some creature control in the form of Shamans and Doomblades. We've got some Artifact Destruction and an Aura Obliterator right here with this Serene Heart. So I'm hoping this deck will prove successful in the next few matches. And if you guys have any comments or questions about the list or anything else for that matter, you can definitely leave those in the comment section. And I will definitely check those out. So I don't really have much else to say about this deck. We've played it on and off for a long time now, so I'm hoping that it will serve us well. And please do enjoy these matches and stay tuned for the exciting action here at Dime a dozen. Whoa, we are here playing two-mans. We're playing Affinity, as you can see, and we're on the draw. Our opponent has kept, I think we're going to keep turn 1 Terrarian, turn 2 Frogmite maybe. I don't know. Yeah, let's keep. Why not? So I don't think I've touched this deck since the last time you guys saw it on camera. So this will be a whole lot of fun, won't it? We're doomed. Okay, so why don't we start with the Tree of Tales and play the Terrarian? We could start with the Vault, but because we have that Forger down, I guess I don't think that actually matters. But we will play Terrarian. That seems like the logical first step. And it might even be correct to play Forger next turn instead of cracking the Terrarian or playing Frogmite. We're playing against a blue-red Delver deck, which may be a problem. I'm not sure. We have a couple of Galvanic Blasts that we can use to stop that. But we can't crack the Terrarian unless we use 2 mana for it. So one thing we could do is crack the Terrarian as an additional cost to playing Frogmite, which means Frogmite will only cost 1. We'll have 3 artifacts left on the board. We could just Galv Blast the Delver at that point. Or we can get this 4/4 down, which might get out of range of his removal, though I imagine he could have a Flame Slash here. So there's a couple things we can do. I think I want to keep the Terrarian on the board because Thoughtcast is going to be around and what have you. So I want to keep my artifact count high for the time being. So I'll play the Forger and pass the turn. Usually I would like to essentially, when possible, do 2 things per turn as opposed to just 1. But in this case, I think we're not sure what exactly we're going to draw. Fortunately, he did not flip. He's going to ponder now. So he's probably looking for lands so that he can play his Nivix Cyclops. It appears that the chat box has changed because I don't know if I can... It's more like how version 3 was. I don't think it's a singular window now. So it's just going to be there on the right side. I guess that's fine with me. Let's see what he does with Ponder. He does not shuffle, so he found a land, and maybe he's got a Kiln Fiend. We're definitely going to take that out. So now we have a little better idea of what we want to do. And we can go really nuts here. We've got a free Frogmite, so that's not really going to factor in. to what we do. I think I'm going to play my land out, play the Frogmite, crack this for red-blue, and Thought Cast, and kind of go from there. There's possibly a better sequence in here that I'm missing, but for now I'm going to do it like this. So we're going to add Izzet colors. We're going to use the blue, obviously, to get Thought Cast. We're going to draw 3 cards off of this. We have a Disciple, so I actually tapped the wrong land. So I think now instead of playing a Tog, we're going to Galvblast his Kiln Fiend and play the Terrarian. Next turn we can get a Disciple and a Tog down, and I think we're in pretty decent shape to win the game. So I'm going to start there. And I'm just going to go ahead and attack him first, and then I'll play the Terrarian. Actually, to save more time, I'll just play the Terrarian out. So, I'm not sure if... I guess we probably should have tapped that tree, because it wasn't likely that even if we drew a Forger, we were going to play it that turn. We really wanted to remove the Kiln Fiend, because that's his best chance of winning from out of nowhere. So he has a Shadow Rift. I don't think that's going to be too impactful on this game, especially when we have a Tog and Disciple to finish up. Well, now that he has triple Delvers, we could be in for a bit of a ride here, bumpy ride. Okay, so we have a Forger also. So we got 4 mana available to us. I think I want to play the Disciple, crack the Terrarian, and burn one of his guys. Well, he's at 16. If we attack, he's down to 10. And we have 6 artifacts and a Galvanic Blast. So we might actually just be able to win here. So I'm going to attack first. I don't think there's a risk of us losing. Even if all of these flip, that's 9 damage, brings us to 8. Okay, he's at 10, so I actually think we can just win here. I just have to do it correctly. We need 2 red sources, so Terrarian's a factor. I'm going to play a Tog first. Can I do that? I can't afford to do that. I have to play Disciple first. So if he burns the Disciple, we might have a problem. But other than that, I think it's possibly a win. So I'll add red-blue again. And we're going to auto-yield, hopefully. So what do I have to do? Alright, so a lot going on. He could have a Bolt here. He might, in fact, have a Bolt. That'll change things. He doesn't know that we have a land and a Galvblast. So if he lets us a Tog resolve, I don't think there's any way we actually lose, because whatever he has for red, we can ultimately respond to with the Tog Disciple triggers. So I have to, oh, okay. I've been sitting around this whole time and always yes, always yield. Alright, I think we've got the win here. So let's just try and do this as easily as possible. We'll Galvblast him to the face. And then now we have 5 artifacts exactly, so this is going to work perfectly. Alright, we did it. We won on, what was that, turn 5? That was pretty good. I think we won on turn 5. No, turn 4. What? Pretty nuts, guys. Alright, so we know what we're dealing with. We're going to want to remove his creatures and try and keep our creatures on the board. I don't think I like Krark Clan Shaman because his creatures are pretty large for the most part, and or they fly. So I'd rather have Doomblades, which are going to hit all of his creatures, and then I think I like Hydroblast here the most. He's going to bring in probably Hydroblast to deal with a Tog and Galvanic Blast, and he might think that we're bringing in Pyro. But Hydroblast takes out Kiln Fiend and Nivix Cyclops, which I think is a pretty big deal. And it can hit his Pyroblasts and his removal spells. So, I'm not sure exactly what to cut. Fling and Disciple can help us combo out, but I think this game is going to become more attrition-based. So for that purpose, I'm not sure that Disciple has a place. If we cut 3 Disciples for Hydroblast, we still have a Tog Fling that we can use. I suppose that's okay. We can try it and see what happens. We have 6 answers to Delver. We have 7, 9 answers to his other creatures. And Fling is also an answer in a pinch. Don't want to remove any of the artifacts. And I think Thoughtcast is pretty important. Pyroblast would stop Treasure Cruise. So is that better than this last Disciple? Yeah, it might be. Let's try that. It's a lot of red, but only 1 more red than we usually have. Okay, we're going to try this out. I'm not sure if it's correct, but we have 1 game to kind of figure out. So this hand is slow, but if he doesn't have Disruption, we're going to be okay eventually. If we even just draw 1 more land, we're fine. I'm going to try keeping it. I think it's risky, but I don't think it's incredibly risky. Okay, so now we're actually fine. So, yeah, we'll start with Vault and Drum. It's possible we might want to play the Furnace because next turn we could draw a Seat, and that might be what we want to do is have Galblast with Hydroblast backup. But since we're going to probably be dumping a lot of our hand next turn, and Springleaf Drum will help us cast Hydroblast, I don't think it's a problem. Well, we're getting probed. I find this rather invasive and inappropriate. And I hope he knows that. I hope our opponent knows that what he is doing is not okay. Alright, so can we just dump everything? I think we can. We just play everything. How about that? And I'll leave the Frogmite untapped in case he has a haste creature or something. Plus it lets us use Hydroblast or whatever. So we've got his next 3 threats ostensibly locked down, which is pretty awesome. We'll see if that actually works. Okay, why would he do that? It doesn't even draw him a card. He just wasted a card. Well, I guess he got it into his graveyard. So that's something. We're not going to crack the star because we can start pressuring him. And, oh man, I think he's just rage quitting at this point. Something. Now we can crack the star. So let's add green, question mark. Let's add green. And nothing to write home about. We'll just go ahead and attack. I guess he's rage quitting or something because he just threw both of those cards. Maybe he's going for a Treasure Cruise. That's the only answer. He's going to Treasure Cruise right here. So basically going to harmonize. And again, with all of this probing, I just feel so... I feel like less of a person. With all this probing going on, I just have to say. So now I'm going to try and counter this. And He might pyroblast it. Or that might happen. Okay. So I think we'll just keep bashing. Oops. And that is one thing about this style of Is It Fiend, is that these cards don't really do anything when you don't have a creature on the board. So, okay, here comes the Treasure Cruise. Yeah, that one's a little painful, but we're in a decent position still. We don't want to draw any more lands. Okay, I'm going to blast this as well. No reason to let it resolve. But we do need to draw something. So we're going to have 2 draws coming up. Thought Cast would be good. Chaining some Thought Cast would be really good. Okay, I'm going to once again go for a counter. And it worked. Interesting. Okay, he's going to bolt that. Nothing I can do. We do have 4 points of burn going right to the face if we need it. Here comes a Ponder. I think, personally, I would have pondered much earlier to kind of sequence my turn. See if he shuffles. He chose not to shuffle, so he's going to have another threat, and we might be in trouble, especially because that is our draw, and that draw sucks. I'll add Simic. There's Thought Cast. Part of the reason I wanted to do Simic. And then we'll add this. So not great, but we do have 2 removal spells still. Okay, and he's got the Cyclops. So I'm going to try and Galv Blast it. And then he's probably going to Blessing it. And then I can attempt to Doomblade. Yeah, he's gonna Blessing it. Dispel. Okay, Dispel resolves. He might still have Apostle's Blessing. Does not. And we are flooded up the wazoo. Oh! Good night. Another Treasure Cruise might put us away. But we still just need a Tog and Fling to categorically win the game. So that would be cool. Oh, but the Cyclops has different plans for us. Well, I could bluff this land, and I think I will. He's still got Artful Dodge in the graveyard, so that could be a big problem. So, okay. 5 removal spells, and still we're probably going to get destroyed by this deck. That's a pretty convincing argument for the pilots of this deck, that they can battle through that much. And Treasure Cruise is just that good of a card that it allows you to do that. Now we want Thought Cast and some other stuff. And what we get is the 700th land. I play 18. I don't know if you guys know. And this is 8 of them right here. So that's interesting. And I believe we kept a 1-lander. Did we not? Oh, okay. This is something. So, I mean, we only need to hit him a couple more times. So we might be able to race just like this. He's probably got another Flame Slash, though. Because he just passed last turn, didn't play a land out. Oh, we're going to take a lot of damage here. He's drawing a card, then he's going to Artful Dodge. So we're going down to like 9. Alright, just F6 now because he's seeing it all. So, wow, still didn't do it. I mean, this might be his last turn to swing with this. Maybe he forgot about the Artful Dodge. Well, I'm going to try this because this is very important that we... Oh, great. It does shorten our own clock by 1 turn, 1 attack, but the problem is he could beat us. He remembers that Artful Dodge, does something else, and then we're in a huge amount of trouble. Okay, so I'm going to attack him because we have this other blocker. It puts him dead to rights, and Artful Dodge gets past 2 blockers just as much as it gets past 1. So he knows about this land. I'm going to go ahead and play it at this point. And we're going to pray to whatever deities determine the outcome of Magic the Gathering games that he does not have it, quote unquote. Well, there it is. Let's see if he does it. He needs 2 more, or I guess even just a lightning bolt. Ew. Well, that counts as a lightning bolt. Maybe he forgets to attack, but he got us. He definitely got us. Can't be blocked, so I won't even try. GG. Alright, so even with his really persistent hand, we almost had him. So, I'm not sure if we really want to change that much, if anything. I don't think Disciple on the play makes a difference. We see he's playing Smash the Smithereens. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it like this. We have a little less reach in terms of hitting his life total, but I think it's necessary because we want to not just get one punch KO'd by his deck. So I think this is the correct way to go. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's still sideboarding. He's making some adjustments. I'm going to check my connection. In the meantime, I think we're okay. I still don't know if that's the correct way to check connection on version 4. All right, interesting hand here. Got a lot of red spells, no red mana, but we have some Frog Knights. I think we can keep because once we have access to red, these Galv Blasts are going to be very important. So I think we keep. Fling is kind of a dead card, so maybe going to 6 is better. If we just draw one mana artifact next turn, this hand is pretty great. And not yet. So there's that. He might flip. We might be in a dangerous race situation. Let me auto yield. We got 16 minutes. So does he. It's a dangerous card to be up against. But maybe he's going to miss lands. Yeah, he's definitely thinking hard about this Ponder. So we'll see what that means for us. He shuffled, finally. All right, so we have some hope. Maybe he does not have red. But who knows? Yep, another probe. He's opting to... I actually would have probably shocked myself there, and then maybe that gets you a fetch land. So we might have set him back another turn in terms of his getting red. Or he might just have red in hand, and next turn he's going to tap out for Cyclops, but we'll see. Okay, we're going to 17. And we draw Thoughtcast. We draw Springleaf Drum. That's a good one. So I'm going to attack. I think I'm just going to Gal Blast this guy and then Gal Blast his next guy. But Springleaf Drum is a very good draw. This is good. It makes use of our summoning sick creature, so it gives us a little more versatility. Drawing a Mirror Enforcer next would be pretty good. And then we can attack. Oh, he is missing. Is he missing red? He is missing red. So we'll just attack with both. And we're off to the races here. If he misses on land like 2 more times, I think we pretty much got him. Maybe not 2. He needs to miss maybe a little more, depending what we draw. Now he has to probably just discard a flashback spell. Nope, that Assault Strove is gone. Okay, so we'll just bash again. Pretty simple for us. Well, I think... Okay, he's got... I don't even know if he has a turn because he's in burn range after this next attack. There's another drum. I think we still attack because him granting his guy haste and doing lethal is very unlikely. So I think we're going to attack with both. Puts him at 6, and then next turn, even just by untapping, we can double Gal Blast him if we can't attack or whatever. So here it is. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he may have a Dispel. Yeah, so you could have Cyclops here with a Dispel to back it up. So we could go for the win. But that sets us up to maybe lose the game to Nivik Cyclops here, because he could still have Assault Strove in his hand. Whereas I can do this, drop him to 4, and he's still pretty much done. Actually, no, I can't Gal Blast and attack with both. So I think I'm more interested in taking his guy out. Though he probably has another one. We also are in an interesting situation where we can sit on these Gal Blasts and then he can never tap out. But it's really weird, huh? I think we throw one of them at his guy. I don't know if that's perfect. There's a lot of different lines we could take because of what we're doing. But I think first and foremost we try and kill his guy. He's going to use Dispel. Yeah, I'm going to take his guy out. We have a Fling, so that's also reach depending on what we draw. I'm just going to take his guy out. He's going to have another one, but there's a lot of draws that we can end up with that can still get us a win here. Ooh, here comes a Treasure Cruise. Let's F6. We'll see what that does for him. Even if we draw a Mirror Enforcer, we'll win. Or a Carapace Forger. If he just plays... he had a land. I was going to say, if he just played Nivik Cyclops and passed, now he's got Kiln Fiend. Okay, he's got 2. Alright. So this is cool. Oh, man. So if he doesn't block anything, we actually have him here. So I'm going to go for it. If he just blocks one, if he blocks both, then we're fine with that too. Yeah, so he's actually going to lose. Alright. He's tapped out. I have no reason to try and hold back. So he's the target. we're going to sack the Mirror Enforcer. And that should work for us. Alright, we win the match. We get our KTK, Khans of Tarkir 15 card booster pack as our prize. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this match. It was a very interesting one, I think. And we will talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Hello. We're playing first. We're going to keep this hand. And the sequencing is a little interesting because I think we're actually going to start with Shaman. And then next turn, Drum, play the Carapace Forager. We could start with Drum. Next turn, play a Tog, and then play Shaman. I don't think that does a lot for us unless we find a Disciple right away. So I'm actually going to go with Shaman here. Could be a mistake, depending on who you ask. But since I am in the driver's seat for this particular set of games, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try it like this, and we're going to let those potato chips fall where they may, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've got another Evolving Wilds. We've been seeing a lot of those. And it's a red land, so it could be another blue-red deck. We're going to just lay out the Drum. I don't think we want to Thoughtcast here. I think we just want to get a threat down, and a 4/4 threat is pretty hefty. So let's go ahead and do that. And there's a chance we may want to respond with a Shaman activation, so I'm not going to F6. I'll just F4. Next turn, I think we're almost certainly casting Thoughtcast. It costs 2 right now, so maybe not. We have to know that we're going to hit a land. What does Fling get us? If we draw another land, Fling is 3, 5, 7, 9 damage, so that's not enough either. And our opponent is just chilling. Okay. He's just going to sack now. We're going to see what color he is. Red-white. So he could be... I don't know what red-whiteness... Ooh. No, this is very interesting. We're definitely playing Disciple and a Tog. Because that's just a lot of damage with this Fling. I don't know how much it is, but we might be able to win next turn. So I'll go ahead and attack with Forger now. No, attack with just Forger. Drop him to 16, and then he's in imminent danger. Something tells me this player's name is Will Robinson because he is in danger, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you know what? We could have attacked. That was a bit of a fail. We definitely could have attacked with that Shaman because this Disciple we could have tapped to make the Springleaf Drum do something. Oh well. Okay, we're playing against Naya, so this has to be Domain. It's the only explanation for all this madness. Okay, we have 3 artifacts. That's 3 damage plus the 9. Was it 3, 5, 7 plus the 7 that a Tog attacks for, plus the 5 or 6 that we get to attack for with our guy, Stagger Shock. I'm just gonna sack. Definitely gonna sack. It deals him damage. I don't think it... The Stagger Shock comes back. But it keeps the Atog alive. We have this Fling, so there's a chance we can win. We just have the 2 artifacts, though. So I think we're going to have to Thoughtcast at this point. Actually, we can't even do that. We only have 2 artifacts now. So we have the Fling. Oh, Carapace Forger is also a 2/2 now. So we kind of screwed this. Oh, no. Yeah, that was a kind of bad play, actually. Well, any cheap artifact, we would have needed exactly an artifact land But we have the fling. That's not necessarily great. 5. Okay, so we can make the Atog a 5 now. And we fling for 5, so that's 10, and he only takes 4, 5, 6 from the rest, and he goes down to 8. So I don't even think we're doing that. I think we're just attacking with all our guys. Yeah, that was bad. I think, I mean, what do? Do you let the Atog die there? I think you do. However, if we draw a land, this is now buffing this up, and we get a fling, and possibly a thought cast too. So something like that. I don't think we could do all of that, but this time we are going to let a creature die. He may go for the Atog. That was a tricky call. I didn't really consider all of the variables. But a cheap artifact or a land there actually helps. Like even Frogmite we can cast by tapping a guy. So yeah, interesting. And we're keeping up the pressure. I mean, he was pretty far behind that turn, having not made any plays for the first 3 turns. So now he's thinking about it. But yeah, I don't know. I think that actually was an okay play. I'm not saying it was the best play, to without a doubt, but I think it was an okay play. And we still have the Shaman to do something, so all right, he's going to play something good now. I imagine. So this is Domain, right? Yeah, they sometimes play Stagger Shock. So what's he going to do? Squadron Hawk and Rancor or something? Wild Nicottle. Actually a problem on this board currently. Tribal Flames to the Disciple. And that will also resolve. So he's in a good spot now. We need another cheap artifact. And I think that qualifies. However, we can't also cast Thought Cast, but we can get Carapace Forger in there. And that drops him to 6. So he's pretty low now. Yep. All right, so I actually like our chances a lot. We have 3 artifacts. Okay, so that's a 3/3, not too bad. It'll get worse. I mean, he tapped all his green, so I guess he has no Nihilious Presence in hand. And now he must have another Tribal Flame, so he's wondering, does he Tribal Flames the Shaman? Does he Tribal Flames me? Does he just not do anything? Probably just attacks and passes. I don't even know if he can attack. Yeah, he's not going to. So we have a second fling. I think at this point we Thought Cast. So we only have 3 artifacts. So let's do that. We leave this star intact. We find a Frogmite that we cannot play. But we're actually very close to doing some other cool stuff. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're just going to pass. We keep his Wild Nicottle back even if he does have... Well, if he has a presence, then he can Tribal Flames the Forger. But it looks like maybe he drew that land. Okay. As long as he doesn't draw a Nihilious Presence, I'm fine. I think he actually should have cast this before playing his land because an Evolving Wilds pumps this. Well, he found it. So now he's going to Tribal Flames our guy, hit us for like 8 damage. That's actually a problem. So we're going to want to be very careful with what we do next turn. And I think we got to get Disciple down. And I think If we have an artifact land, I think we might have a win. Ugh. Yeah, this game's really close, actually. It doesn't appear that he has a Tribal Flames. So we at least keep the Wild Nacatl back. If he attacks with Rioters, we can possibly attack with Forger depending on what we draw. So I would bounce the... He's gonna... Oh! Well, that's an out that's now gone for us. Yeah, we're just going to let that go. So we can do Frogmite and Disciple if we don't draw anything. We draw a land, so can we kill him? No. We can basically dump our hand though, right? 4 or 5 artifacts. We can go Frogmite and make a Mirror Enforcer. Right? Is the Frogmite's free. That's 5 artifacts. And we can do it all. We can make a Disciple and cast Mirror Enforcer. And then next turn we can sack Star, fling a guy, and that's lethal. Can we just do that now? No, because we can fling the... No, that doesn't count as an artifact guy. So I think we just have to dump our hand and hope we're not dead. And I think we're pretty safe. So yeah, this is going to be the sequence. 5 artifacts. And he's got 1 turn to disrupt this because we have Fling and that's going to be the end of the game. Because we sacked the Chromatic Star, we sacked the Mirror Enforcer, so that's 2 Disciple triggers, and the Fling deals 4. So that's lethal. It doesn't matter how many creatures he plays, as long as that Disciple stays on the table, we will be fine. But we have to untap. Okay? He can do all of this. We're getting to see a lot of his deck. That's a good thing. Yeah, his sequencing of plays is just a little weird to me personally. I'm not sure if he's, and you know, coming from me, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm not sure he's putting enough thought into how his turn's going to play out. Probably bashing in some capacity over the top, right? Probably would. Yeah, he's sending the Skyfisher for sure. And if you hear a droning, grating sound in the background, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like some kind of machinery going on outside. Please bear with it. Yeah, so at least attack with that. Yes, I agree. And we've actually got him here. I don't think he could have anything. We have the Galv Blast as well. So let's go ahead and crack this at this point. We'll add a blue. Draw a card. It's another Chromatic Star. So now we can just go for the Galv Blast instead of having to sacrifice a guy. Let's make sure the Galv Blast works. Yeah, seems like it's gonna work. So this should do it. Alright, so we win this game. He was very slow at the start. He had no plays until that Stagger Shock came in. And we had a nice sequence of draws after having to, well, not having to, but choosing to sack our second land. But we came out of it pretty well. I imagine this thought cast pretty much dug us out, and then we had some pretty sweet draws. And despite this, I mean, to me, this is an impressive board. These are some creatures that I would like to bash with at times. But it didn't matter because of the synergies we had and the advantage we already had on the board. We dealt some damage to him just to get him so low into this burn range. These guys were 3/3s, but anyway, they were 3/3s for quite a while, so we got to attack. I don't think we're going to bring very much in here. I think we're definitely going to bring in Doomblade. His creatures are very big, kind of like we saw previously. So I think maybe the Shaman is not a viable option. Doomblade, I think, definitely is. And I think Hydroblast may be as well. He's got Tribal Flames, Lightning Bolt, and Stagger Shock. So this would... Serene Heart might also be an option because it has the potential to destroy all of his Nihilious Presence domain lands and stuff. I actually want to try this out because this seems like it might be an interesting thing to mess with. But I don't know what to cut. Maybe we cut Disciple again. And just one copy and play Serene Heart. And I don't know if we want Hydroblast. Maybe we'll bring in one. I don't think we want that many. His answers to our deck are probably all blue, though, or probably all red. I think we maybe saw Flame Slash. No, we saw Tribal Flames. I think this is fine. And I think this might have some applications. Let's find out. Yeah, let's do it like this. And he's probably playing either Brainstorm, Treasure Cruise, or both. But let's just mess around with this, see how it goes. We'll think of this as just some testing for the matchup. And we have a 1-lander, but I think we can keep it. We can make 3 different plays. So I'll keep. He kept as well. I mean, I don't know. But I think it'll be alright. If we draw a second land, I'm going to play Terrarian. If we don't, I'm going to play Star just because... well, maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll do this. Because the sooner we cast that Terrarian, the sooner we can access it. We might get in some weird situation where we need to keep playing these 1-mana artifacts, and if we play this one last, it might mess up, our ability to actually crack stuff. I'm not sure, but that seems kind of logical, maybe. We might be frozen up for a while. He actually didn't sack his Expanse on our EOT, which is weird. Or did he? Maybe he did. Alright, he's got a 2/2 Cat Warrior. And we are just going to... We might be too far behind. We'll see. We're getting close to Thoughtcast off 1 mana, but maybe not close enough. I mean, a land would set this off pretty well. So here's Presence. We're going to take 3. And hopefully he doesn't have another land. Because that's pretty much all we can hope for with his start compared to ours. But of course he does have another land. So we're going to be getting beaten down. And this might be too much of a tempo loss for us to even overcome. There's a Doomblade that we cannot cast. So 3 mana. We're going to have to play this Chromatic Star. I mean, we could try and find a land here. But I think we're better off waiting one more turn. It's high risk, higher risk, higher reward. But I think we want to Thoughtcast next turn. If we draw land naturally, we get either Doomblade or Mirror Enforcer. Probably play Mirror Enforcer at that point. We're not so far behind though. Like his board is not there yet. It's gonna be there, but right now we're just trying to draw cards and do all that. Okay, now we're gonna have to worry because he's got a 5/5. So probably just Doomblade that if we draw a land. If we don't, probably just taking lumps. Okay, here we go. So there's a drum, but that's not good enough. That gives us 5 artifacts. Let's go ahead and thought cast. So we actually draw 3 cards here. So maybe we get some Frogmites and a land. That would be pretty great. But we might be too far behind at this point. Okay, we definitely need a land. Alright, so we can thought cast again. We lose to 2 Tribal Flames because, so maybe we leave up Hydroblast. Maybe that does something. That's like on the off chance that it does anything. We can thought cast again. We can play Springleaf Drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're almost turning the corner. 8 damage takes us to 6. Yeah, so 2 Tribal Flames we lose. I think we put the Springleaf Drum out there because that's going to make this... If he has the double Tribal Flames, I don't think we're winning anyway. So what I think we're going to do is just basically belch out all these Mirror Enforcers. And if we have a land, we also have Hydroblast backup. So maybe that's good. Okay, he can't double Tribal Flames us this turn. We also have Doomblade available. Just need that land. That's all we really need. He's got another one. Okay. Alright, this is not as bad as it looks, but being at 6 is bad. We want a land. I mean, I gotta admit, I would like a land. Alright, so what we do here is very important. So we can Enforcer for... I mean, if we draw 3 cards this turn, we're gonna hit a land, no? Probably hit a land. And then we can do all the other stuff anyway. Because we have the Springleaf Drum. No, but we lose the star. So we exchange the star for the land. And I guess it's the same difference, no? Star is gone. We have a 3rd land. We have 5. We get a couple Mirror Enforcers down. We still aren't in a great position. So we may have to use Doomblade. This is really tough. Because I can just play 3 Mirror Enforcers right now. But that's not a long-term solution. We have 2 untapped, and then he attacks with all 3 of his guys. It's not a permanent solution. I'm going to thought cast for my first trick. We have to hit a land, that's for sure. I mean, maybe we find some Frogmites. That would be great too. I'd like a land and 2 Frogmites. Springleaf Drum's actually not bad, because then we leave up Hydroblast as well. So this is 5 land, or 5 artifacts. This is 6. This is, yeah, actually everything's free. This is pretty crazy. So there is a chance we can survive now. We do have the Hydroblast. Wow, that was pretty sweet. We have Hydroblast up, so we're basically 1-for-1 trading for these Rioters, but we put ourselves in Lightning Bolt range if we do that. We could also just... We can set up a block where we take no damage here whatsoever, and I think that's what we're going to do. Single block the Nicodle, double block a Rioter, and chump block the other Rioter. We lose 2 Enforcers. He loses a Rioter and a Wild Nicodle. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think we just stabilized. And I'm almost at a loss for words to hear that, because it's just, wow, it's really impressive to me that just happened. That was pretty ridiculous. Just that act of casting 4 Mirror Enforcers in one turn. Okay, so he's drawing cards. He's got this aerial threat, but we have a Doomblade, so definitely a good thing. I want to cast Thought Cast. I guess I'm going to have to burn the Terrarian to do so. I actually can cast 2. Yeah, that's epic. Alright, so if he attacks, I know exactly what I'm doing. Looks like he is attacking. Oh, just like that, huh? Alright, let's do it. We have Hydroblast still. He could have Mutagenic Growth. That doesn't actually save him. So he just lost some of his best real estate there, in my opinion. We draw land. I want to do this first. Let's just add blue first to see what we really want to do. We have a vault in hand, so I'm going to tap the current vault. It's another Terrarian. I think I'd rather Thought Cast twice. Another Hydroblast. And another Hydroblast. So I guess here we leave up Doomblade, and do we tap 1 Mirror Enforcer to cast Terrarian? I think we just leave up double Hydroblast and Doomblade. I don't think the Terrarian gets us all that much. So I'm just going to wait. I think we're fine casting Doomblade on this Skyfisher. If we hit a Serene Heart at any point, I think, yeah, because these are all auras, I think it's actually pretty good for us. Another Skyfisher. Okay, it's fine. We have a lot of Hydroblast, so we can survive burn. I'd really like to draw Serene Heart, because I think that's one of our ways out of this. We are going to cast Doomblade on the Skyfisher. I don't know if he plays Aura Gnarlid, but I don't think we can play around it at this point. Man, 3 copies of Hydroblast, and I don't even know what I'm doing with them. But here goes a Doomblade. That's it, huh? Okay. That's all you got? Well, I guess we throw out 1 attacker. He could double block. I'm fine with that. I think we need to start doing something, so I'm going to attack with 1 guy. We have a couple Hydroblasts to protect us. We need to start doing something, so this is my plan. Well, we've resolved 4 Mirror Enforcers and 4 Thought Casts, and we're still not necessarily in good shape, but we were behind by quite a bit. Alright, we got to look at the clock too. Looks like he's adding red to my face. I'm going to not let that happen, hopefully. The problem here is if he forces me to use another Hydroblast, I can't block his guys, and that's pretty scary. But I have to do it. I have to go to 1 rather than... Yeah, we're probably... that attack, I guess... Because I do have 3 Hydroblasts, I probably should have held back. So he's going to Treasure Cruise now. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. All right, cool. It's so obvious, don't you know? He draws 3. Now what you want to do? Play a forest. Serene Heart would still be helpful here because it turns off all tribal flames. He's gonna... Ooh. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that, is there? Okay, so he's gonna kill my guy. Or maybe not. Oh, he's gonna Exalted me. And then try and burn me with a lightning bolt. Okay. That's actually better than if he Pride Mages and hits me down to 1. Because down to 1 means I have to find an answer for that Skyfisher or I'm done. Nope, he's just going to Exalted. Okay, that's fine. Oh, maybe he'll Nicodle. Seems worse. Okay, I'm at 3. That's it. That's it? Alright. Okay, so there's no more Thought Casts left. We're going to crack the Terrarian. I guess we want to find something that's red. But I have a red land. I don't even know what colors to add. So all our Thought Casts are gone, so we don't need blue. I guess we'll just add red. I don't know. We really have to draw something awesome here. What's going on? What could we draw? It has to be a burn. No, we're not going to make it. I'm just going to... I guess I'll just bluff here. Let's see what happens. All he has to do is attack, so... All he has to do is send Core Skyfisher by itself, and he wins. So no reason to do any of this. He's only got 10 minutes left, no reason for any of this. He's going to go for a Tribal Flames or something. Okay. This is fine. I'm fine with him doing this because he's 90 seconds behind us. Yep. All right, F6. So he took game 2. It was a really interesting game, having 4 Mirror Enforcers, 4 Thought Casts, but not quite enough here. 3 Hydroblast seems pretty excessive. I think Serene Heart, just sitting on that game, that was one of the cards I was really hoping to draw. So I think we still want to leave that in there. Yeah, I think we're not changing much. I maybe want a Pyroblast, but I think overall Disciple might even just be better. So I'm going to cut 2 of these and bring in 2 Disciples. Those were kind of sitting in our hand, so let's try this. We're going to play first. Hopefully that'll help us. And this hand's very keepable. It's pretty explosive. So if his hand is slow, I think we can win. Leading on that, if we draw a Disciple, it might make a difference. I'm not sure. He's just going to sack, do nothing this turn. So we've got... we can almost play a Tog, but we almost have Enforcer too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost, but not quite. Bleh. I'll play this. Next turn, I think we have Enforcer and a Tog, so I think he's pretty hosed. Yeah, this hand is really fast. And even if he can hold it off, he still has to beat us in 8 minutes and 57 seconds. So that's not exactly easy. His deck isn't the fastest one on the market. Ooh, Ancient Grudge though. That's real gross. So do we sack the star and try and get our blue? No, we need the star because he's going to cut off our mana. So that's fine. He's going to go that route. It's not a huge deal. Especially when we have just bonkers hand here. So now he's going to want to grudge the Enforcer, which gives us time to keep our mana base safe. Hopefully. I actually don't want to F6 because we may want to sack this. Probably don't, but if he's going to grudge it, I guess we would sack it. So this is the reason to play Affinity. You get to do this stuff. He's nuked a land and we still have 10 power on the board on turn 3. So that's pretty good. We didn't even need that land. If we had the land, we would also have this Atog, which would kill him pretty much from anything. So yeah, that's fine. So there's his Ancient Grudge. We're still bashing for 6. If he doesn't have an Acatl, we'll still attack into it. Okay, F6. Yeah, we're looking good. He's going to stabilize very soon. So there's the Disciple. I don't know if we play him first. I think we actually sack this for red to see what we draw. Even though it takes down from the Disciple count. Yeah, I mean, if we play Disciple, he can just kill it. I think here I'll play Star and Disciple. Yeah, I think we pretty much got him. The reason I didn't want to play Disciple before that Star is because I didn't want to just play into like a burn spell that'll kill the Disciple. But because we drew what we drew, somebody's chatting. I'm going to check that out in just a second. I want to stay focused here. And, where was I? Well, I didn't want to leave this Disciple out naked, but because we drew, yeah, see, it's just going to get killed. Because we drew what we drew, I decided that the Chromatic Star, I decided to wait. There's a Doomblade, which gets him down to 4. So maybe we just do that, and then we play a Tog next. The Stagger Shock's coming back, so it kills a Frogmite. Yeah, I like getting him down to 4. That puts him dead to a lot more. Whoa. That's a long message. Come back to that in just a sec, I guess. Thank you for the message, though. I will definitely check it out and respond. Okay, so he's going to take out a Frogmite. I just want to try and focus, that's all. That's all. I just want to try and, maybe try and focus. So I mean, maybe win the match. If I am so lucky to be in that position to win the match, then, that's something that we all hope for. Okay, there's a young wolf, but that's not a big deal. We can attack into that. We can play a Tog. So I think we're good. There's like endless marathon of honking going on outside. Somebody is late for their ride. Okay. He's at 4. We still probably cast a Tog with, okay, 4 artifacts. Let's add a red here. See if we draw land. We draw a Thought Cast, so I guess we just play you. So if we attack, he just blocks. But we also get to make him use up this young wolf for the Atog. It's possible sacking that star right away was wrong because we do want to find a Galv Blast. But that's something I could have found last turn, so sacking it seems okay. This game's getting really interesting. Another Tribal Flames. Yeah, I wasn't going to blow my artifacts to save it, so he's thinking, do I attack? Do I attack? And now, things are not looking good. 3 artifacts, so we're nowhere close to casting any of this. Alright, so we just pass, I think. Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure if we block the Young Wolf. He has 1 card. And it's going to be a cantrip. It's a Pride Mage. Ouch. So that can blow up a land, it can blow up a Frogmite. Probably blows up Frogmite, huh? Okay, that's fine. I don't think I could afford to block the Young Wolf anyway, because everything in our hand requires that we have artifacts. Alright, so we do get the Enforcer. I'm fine casting it because I want to force him to blow up his Pride Mage. And we might not have another... And we want to keep the Pride Mage from hitting like anything else, so I will play it. It represents a lethal attacker. We're okay. Like, we're not in terrible shape. He has to whiff a lot. He has a lot of card draw in his deck. So while he's doing that, let's see if I can get back to Ultra Bob. Okay, this is a very nice message. Let's get back to business here. So I definitely appreciate that message. Thank you, sir. Let's see what we're going to do. If he's just going to offer the trade, maybe I do take it. Because he's going to blow this up anyway, right? Yeah, we'll take it. I don't know if I love the idea, but we kind of need time. We have the Galv Blast now. So there's a few things. He has to beat us in 4 minutes. Okay, what is he doing? Stagger Shock? Oh, that will be tough, actually. All we need is any fixer that isn't Springleaf Drum. Preferably Chromatic Star, but Terrarian, it takes a little while. We can even just draw Great Furnace and we win. Okay, he didn't use the Stagger Shock. He's got 1 card left, so we have some time here. Okay, he's just attacking for 3. I'm going to let it happen. There's a Doomblade, so can we do this? I'm going to hold it, try and get him to blow the Pride Mage on, because I could Doomblade the Pride Mage now, and then he just kills the Frogmite in response. He drew a cantrip, or what is this? Rioters? Okay, this is cool. So now we get a 2-for-1. So that was nice waiting, actually. That actually saved us. So he can attack for 3. That drops us to 8. Then I can attack back. Hopefully just draw a red source and win. So if he attacks, it's fine. I'm at 8. That is not a red source. We lose to Tribal Flames if we don't block. So is that worth it? Do we want to chump block? Chump blocking is... It buys us one more turn. And we have to have a red source. He's played 2 Tribal Flames. We saw that he was doing something red. Do we lose the Stagger Shock? We go to 1. I didn't feel like he's playing like he had Tribal Flames. I think it was a Stagger Shock or a Bolt. This is really tough. If I attack, then he has to like block. But we also could potentially draw a red source. If we draw a Seed of Synod, though, I mean, there's a lot of other things we can draw. Yeah, maybe blocking is best. He's at 2. He's got 3 minutes. If he just attacks, he probably has Tribal Flames. Yeah, it looks like he does. Oh, so maybe we just punted. Maybe he just has another creature. Creature, not a Tribal Flames. Creature. Okay, I like tapping mana when it's not your main face. I like that. He's really excited. Squadron Hawk, okay. We're at 5. Still have a chance. He can cast another one. And we need to find a red source. Oh, he was just slow rolling. Well, that was a close match. I want to draw a card. Terrarian would have bought it. Or we couldn't sack it that turn. So we still would have lost. Okay, this game probably needs some review to see if we could have done anything different. But it was a close one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, we are on the play in the 2-mans. We're going to keep this because we got a Carapace Forger and a Galvanic Blast. And actually, just because we can play all of our spells and things are looking pretty cool. So if he comes out with a Delver, we just shock that. Follow up with a Forger. But as you see, another fetch land. It's just fetch land central. I'm a little skeptical about playing the Carapace Forger right away. It could get killed, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because if it doesn't, we get a bash for 4 on turn 3, and that's going to be better for us than playing the Atog and not getting in really for anything, just getting in for 1 at that point. Next turn we can bash for 4, and I guess we can't also play this, but that's alright. Yeah, we're kind of making this pretty vulnerable. Blue-black. Ugh. And just to rub it in, it's a Disfigure. Blue-black's probably going to beat us, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, so we play a Tog. Okay. Alright. Well, that's a threat. So he's blue-black Delver. Unfortunately, one of those Delvers is already out of our hair. Hopefully next turn we can get Enforcer and leave up Galv Blast. And it looks like we will be able to do that. Wow, Treasure Cruise already. That's a fast one. Okay. Ew. This is the new guy. Wrote about this guy on another website. Well, that's not good. But a Tog can be a 5/6. That was a turn 3 5/5 for 2 mana. Pretty good. I was gonna just attack, but if we can wait till we get Disciples out, I think we're actually fine. He's got to leave his guy back on D, so I think I'll wait. Try and get 2 Disciples on the board, and then he's really... I don't know, I think that would favor us. Trade, his guy for 2 lands. I don't actually like that. When we have the potential to use these later. Alright, so we're just going to pass. Am I still connected or what? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I think he's disconnected temporarily. Okay, what is that? Is that his tongue? Is that, what is this like? Looks like a person. It's in the shape of a being. Okay, this is his tongue. This area. Jagged shark-like teeth. And he's an angler, so that's like a fish, right? What bait could... So human flesh is the bait. This is like human flesh bait. To lure this giant creature from its zombified swamp lair. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. I actually am not a fan of these drawings where there's like small people in comparison to the monster. I think it's called Alpha Tyrannex. The one from Scars of Mirrodin that's like thrashing a guy. It's a big dinosaur. It just looks kind of weird to me. I'm not a fan of it. That is really disgusting, though. Human flesh used as bait for a fish. And then it's depicted. It's actually drawn on the art. You make me sick with all this nasty stuff. Alright, so we do have a Galblast. Oh man, this guy's just styling on me with all these new cards, huh? Alright, I think we're going to blast the Delver here. Depends if he attacks. I'm actually kind of willing to block, but... Well, it's not exactly what I was hoping for. We're just going to wait. This matchup looks pretty bad. I didn't know this deck existed. I think it's new. I don't know if it's put up any results yet or what the heck's going on. Well, there goes another guy. Why kill the Enforcer? Wait, what? Well, that's not actually going to work. Maybe he's going to disfigure in response. What? So he's got a trick, disfigure, and that makes this a 3/3. Alright, we're gonna just take the damage. That was a weird use of a card there. Well, still think we wait. I mean, we're not on a huge clock. He could have another one of these. That would be bad. This card, if this card ends up being good, it has the potential to push this deck out. I think. I mean, Fangren Marauder is also a 5/5. Doomblade isn't going to stop this. So we have some problems. Oh, that's interesting. Don't want to use that now. I mean, we lose our guy, we lose an artifact, and he draws a card. Well, they definitely made this appear more like version 3. Let me see if I can actually window it. What do they do for people that actually liked the window feature? I guess there weren't any of those people. I didn't mind it. So he did shuffle. And now he's going to go ham once again. He's going to attack. Whoa! 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 So he must have another one, huh? I think I'm going to sack 2 lands to try and block the Angler. I can also block this. Disfigure makes my guy a 3/6 and make 3/4. Okay, no, I sack 2, it's a 5/6. I block the Sage, and he disfigures it. It becomes a 3/4, and his guy becomes a 4/4. So even that is not great. If I block this, he disfigures it. I have to sack another land. 3 lands. Am I willing to do that? I don't know if I'm willing to do that, but I think I'm going to do that. I'll block here. Maybe I'll chump block, but probably not. If he has 2 disfigures, we're in trouble. I think I should have done this before combat, but whatever. 2 disfigures like ends us. Ghastly Demise is actually pretty bad too. Well, see what happens. There's not a lot I can draw to win this, so it's actually pretty miserable. Oh, I'm so sad. It's so miserable. It's so miserable. Can't you feel my e-tears seeping through the computer screen of your monitor? It's probably dripping on your... You probably don't even know. It's probably dripping through your ceiling like a leak on the top floor. You don't even know. All right. This is going to get really sad. Here we go. Time for some theatrics. Okay, he's just going to kill it. All right. Well, that could happen as well. So I take 6. I'm at 12. He has 3 cards. That's a Frogmite. I don't know that it does anything. Targeting. Yeah, I think that's fine. Or I can sack an artifact and try and kill his guy. But no, that's fine. Why not do it on your turn so you can attack? There must be a reason. There must be a reason. But I don't know what it is. Another Angler. Oh, a treasure cruise, but he's leaving lands in his yard? Why? What? What? Oh, maybe for ghastly demise. I mean, I don't think I'm winning this game no matter what happens. So he's used 3 disfigures, right? Or just 2? Only 2. Wait, what? Yeah, only 2. I think we lose no matter what happens here. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to see what other tricks he has up his sleeve. If it's a disfigure, it's a blowout either way. Any block would have been a blowout to disfigure. I mean, we might bring in Doomblade anyway, but we'll see. I think Pyroblast is better. Oh, nothing happened. For once, he didn't have it. And here comes another Angler. Yeah, we're dead. This is pretty disgusting. Disgusting. That's me vomiting over how disgusting this is. 5 cards, man. We're getting owned. And so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to double block, and I'm going to chump block, and we're going to go to 3, and he's going to blow us out in combat so that none of his guys die. And we're going to concede. Wait, what did he just do? Mental note, targeting me. Wow, he's playing the full set of these, and this card is crazy. Flame Slash is not doing it anymore. That's rough. How do you get rid of this guy with 1 mana? You almost can't. Alright, I've had enough. That was pretty rough. And I think we're just in for like pretty nasty follow-up game. We do have 4 copies of Pyroblast. Maybe that does something. Most of his creatures are blue. If he's playing Counterspell, I don't think Fling is that great. Fling is actually our only answer to the Angler, though. Flinging in a Tog at it. Shaman, I don't think is good for this particular matchup. Maybe we cut a couple Disciples. Yeah. I don't know if Galvblast does enough. Kill some guys. Yeah, I think we just roll with the 4 Pyroblasts. Maybe even Doomblade, but we're not really trying to kill his guys. We're trying to attack him and get, real offensive if possible. I mean, I guess some really busted openers could win, but everything else, I mean, this is fine, I guess. It has the potential to be busted depending on what our next draws are, so that's what I like about it. Okay, so my mind was elsewhere for a moment. We can play Disciple, but we also are pretty close to Mirror Enforcer here. If we just go star star, that's five artifacts. Yeah, I think we'll go star star. And he didn't shuffle there. He's just gonna pass. I think we go for it with the Disciple, or sorry, with the Enforcer. We could also cast Disciple and then Thought Cast, but I think Enforcer is just a little scarier. Maybe he has a counter spell. I mean, a simple Doomblade will do it too. Ooh, he's all about the new cards, and they're working against us for sure. Okay, is he looking for a land? He may have missed one. No, he found it. I'll just throw this out also. He's gonna demise it. That's fine. Wow. Treasure Cruise is really warping some things because a deck like this and like ones I've played in the past can really resolve Treasure Cruise and now the Angler at a blistering speed. So even this hand we have, which is a decent Affinity hand, arguably not fast enough to deal with what he's doing. He's going to leave up Counterspell here. That's really crazy because he's got a 5/5 threat that we have to start doing stuff to deal with, but he's going to be able to stop what we're trying to do. We do have a Pyroblast, so that's good. I guess we Thought Cast first. The Disciple is not doing a lot for us. So I guess we can actually afford just to crack this first. We have double Galv Blasts, which might be interesting. I'll go ahead and throw this. I'm going to fight to have it. Two cards didn't really help, but we have another Thought Cast. We have two Galv Blasts to kill his guy, but it's so risky. We can only afford to get hit a couple times with this too. Man. I mean, I guess I throw this out there. We take another 5. Yeah. Let's do it. I mean, Thought Casting is kind of rolling the dice. We could leave up Pyroblast. Oh. Alright, so this might work. Because I think my plan from here is to get rid of his guy. He has a... Mold Drifter is going to be pretty bad for us. Man. So if we Thought Cast, we probably hit a land, right? Alright. I'm sold. Because what we want to do is block, leave up Pyroblast, and have Galv Blast. So any land lets us do that. We're drawing 3 cards. But yeah, this matchup is just so gross. What do we draw? Yeah, we have to deal with the Angler, so I have to block and Galv Blast by sacking the star, and then leave up Pyroblast to stop his counter. But we're still at 8. He's still in a fantastic position. Okay. I'll go ahead and play the Citadel. We have so many Galvanic Blasts, so that at least will keep some creatures off our back, I think. We could also just Galv Blast while he's tapped out. So I think I can attack here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to double Galvblast his Angler. I'm also going to check my connection because I'm paranoid. Let's see what happens here. Played my land already. Next turn we maybe get Enforcer, Disciple. We can also leave up Pyroblast, but I'm sure he's just going to Treasure Cruise here and cast Angler or whatever. I guess you can't do both, but he's going to do something massive. This deck is scary. I think I might have to try this out if it proves to be good against the field. This is quite a deck. I'm impressed. There's not a lot of decks that can flat out make Affinity look silly, but this one is definitely one of them. Alright, now things are going to get really nasty. There's not many ways we steal this game, but I think we can maybe steal this game. Just depends what he has. He has a Ponder. He didn't shuffle. He has a Delver. I kind of want to get the Enforcer down. So I think what I'm going to do is fight for it. You know what? This Delver is also going to flip, so... we might need to stop on his upkeep. I want him to at least reveal. Mental Note. And that is basically the same as Thought Scour, right? But it can just target him. Alright, we'll try the Galvblast. Let's see if he drew a counter. He did not. But he's got another Ponder. I mean, our window is really closing, but we do have 8 power. So if he doesn't have another Angler, we can outrace. Nope, looks like he does. Oh. I'll sack a non-artifact. Now it's Treasure Cruise. Ugh. He's going to leave Edict in there. Well, this is pretty nuts. Okay, so what do I do here? play a bunch of stuff. We hope that Pyroblast takes us all the way, because what we need to draw is a Tog, I think, or yeah. I don't even know that we have enough. 3, 5, 7, 8, maybe. Well, so much for that. So I guess our only out is pretty much gone. So now he's going to edict us. And that's a shame. Oh man. Well, I have to blast this guy. I mean, there's no point in just taking free damage here. Or we try and counter this. Man, this was such a stomp. We had no chance. we had a very small chance, but he blew it out of the water. Ugh. Alright, I'm just going to concede. I've had enough. Alright, so we end up not doing very well. 1 and 2. This deck, I hate to say it, but it may need to undergo some serious changes. Or if this card is as good as it seems, which it seems ridiculously good, then I fear for the future of Affinity, because this whole thing is about playing 4/4s and drawing cards like a boss. But this deck, guess what? It plays 5/5s, and it draws cards like a friggin' emperor, not a boss. We're past the corporate world, okay? We're into the aristocracy. We're into the hierarchy of the leaders of nations and empires. So, draw 2 cards. Guess what? Guess what? Draw 3 cards. And 4/4, well, this is a 5/5. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.